Hey guys, welcome back to another 100 Days of Making Comics. Today is day 52. So I finished inking another page, and today I also did some more writing for the comic, as in, the actual dialogue and captions, and mostly it's going to be like narration. But I think I've said this before, Zap is a character who's going to be talking for the most part, at least in the early stages. Early, parts of the whole story arc, basically. My writing process for this one isn't as clear cut this time. It's a bit strange in that I did the thumbnails mostly throughout the story, but I kind of knew the beats as I was going through it. I had a vague idea of the whole story, but I haven't written anything like concrete until now, and it's not a fairly complicated story with lots of lore. It has very simple kind of characters, and I don't want to spend too much time on that. But when I drew like a few pages in, and I noticed, like you may notice I haven't included any like writing in any form, and that worries me a little bit. I guess perhaps I should have done it a bit more in my thumbnail stage when I had them as a reference. Obviously every writer is different and goes through different like processes when they're like creating the story. For me, I think because the story has a logical end that I'm working towards, but I wouldn't recommend like doing it this way. If I were to say like write a story again, I would try to write my script at the thumbnail stage when I have a proper idea of how it'll all like look and play out. But when I let's say I write like the scene description first and then make some thumbnails and then like write the dialogue in. That's one way I could do it. Nevertheless, though, I was still able to write out at least 12 pages. Once I knew what the beats were, and suffice to say, I still think it matches up with what's happening in the scenes. Keep in mind, it's only one character really speaking, and there's not much like development of the character I think is needed. They're pretty simplistic, and so I would spend a little more time, say, making a story embryo, for example. I watched a video on that the other day about like the Dark Knight and Bruce Wayne's whole arc within that movie. I like to definitely do that for my next project. It's just with this, I like to keep the characters pretty easy to understand while also like having a very comedic and sort of lively tone, to keep things moving. I think that's what I want people to take away from it, just to have a bit of lighthearted like fun with a bit of like ultra violence thrown in, the bit of the ultra violence. That's my Malcolm McDowell impression, by the way. Hope you loved it. I personally give it 5 stars out of 100. But anyway, I've still got a few thumbnails left to do, and maybe I'll do some more script notes at that stage, because writing is like a fundamental thing about this. Like, in terms of theme, visuals often can show a theme pretty well, but writing does put a spotlight on it. And if I can better nail down my process, I can help to nail down that theme a little bit more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little work in progress video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you want to see me complete this challenge, hit subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And speaking of bells, Notify.me's mobile version is not out yet, but when it is, that's technically when the launch is happening. So keep an eye on that. And once again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, and have a good day.